Hey guys, it's Morgan coming back to you with another video. Today we are doing a video sort of on the 23300, but also on Moto Co and some other stuff. Anyway, if you guys have seen the video of me riding with Foxy Bibs out at our undisclosed location, we're in the snow, in the rocks, the chain came off the motorcycle, my motorcycle. We had to do all kinds of finagling to get it back on there. It was a nightmare, but we got it done. So that brought up something that I want to talk about. Chain tension is one of those things that's always been kind of like, the old guys always just tell you, put 3 fingers under here, and then the PDS system required more slack. The other ones, anyway, it's a lot of weirdness and people just hearsay saying it's old school. It's always old school. KTM has the little measurement thing on there, but no one ever gets a freaking millimeter ruler out and checks it, or I shouldn't say no one, probably you guys, someone does out there, but a lot of us don't, especially us old guys who are just used to throwing 3 fingers on the thing. Well, unless your 3 fingers are calibrated correctly, it's a pretty crude way to go. Now, I don't know if my chain coming off was because of my chain not being the right tension, but I want to check it, and I also want to show you what I'm doing to help remedy what happened. If you haven't seen it, this is what happened.
Good news?
Yeah.
Dude, you are not that strong.
Just like tossing this.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying.
Because it was like...
It's even less than they used to be. Free.
Oh,
Nice.
So that was a nightmare. Did not enjoy dealing with that. I felt bad. I held the guys up. It was a pain in the butt. All right, guys, let's take a look at the bike. So here's chain. I haven't touched anything. I got the chain back on there, rode. It never had another problem all day. But that's the chain as it is. The chain guide is definitely pushed over that way. And that's the thing I don't like about these stock chain guides. They keep putting metal in them. When they get hit, they bend and they stay over there. I have a feeling between that and maybe my chain being a little bit loose is why this thing came off. Because I was going up a rock in kind of a slot and it slid over and hit this and knocked it off the back. So first of all, let's use the awesome Moto Co chain adjuster. Thank you, Mike. This thing is actually really cool. It's set to be the exact right amount of chain tension for a KTM. And it's you'll see, I'll show you how it works. It's all keyed in to work perfectly on your swing arm rub block. So we're gonna take this, come up underneath here, and we're gonna go, hey, there we go. So you see it sits down in, and then you push it forward, and then we're gonna roll this until one of the inner links, so the inner links is right on that. And then the way Mike describes it, you come back here and you're gonna twist on it. And actually, this feels about perfect. Mike, maybe if you watch this, you could comment if that looks good to you. He shows in his videos on a brand new shiny clean bike, and he's able to move this chain a little bit more, but that just seems pretty darn good. So I think the chain tension is correct. If it weren't, you would be able to wiggle this more. It would move a lot more. If it were too tight, you couldn't get that in. So I feel really good about the chain tension. Now let's focus on this. This thing is definitely jacked up. Let's take it off. This is obviously from Bulletproof Designs, and it has done very well, held up and kept the tabs on the swing arm straight, at least I think. But I think this thing is super bent. Let's take a look actually from back here. Oh yeah. You can see, guys, that thing is bent in and over, so that's not awesome. Now, it's the nice thing about KTM, those are Torx bits also, so we can grab a Torx and get that thing out. The one downside to this style, well, a few downsides. One, there's metal in there that allows it to be bent and stay bent. The other thing is you can't get it off without undoing the chain, and that is honestly really annoying, and so annoying that I'm not going to do it. I'm actually just going to cut this and peel it off of there. I don't want to take the chain apart. Yeah. So This is not a specific how-to video. The official how-to video would be disassemble your chain and put, but I'm not doing it. This is real world. All right, guys. If you look, yeah, it's hard to tell, but just because it's so dirty, but this side is worn way more than this side. Of course, I cut it, but this side's worn way more because it was gotten banged over and was in place. Now, I normally run TM Designs chain guides, and I love them. They're very good. Highly recommend them. Big thumbs up from Highland Cycles. But I wanted to try one of the new Acerbis ones because I like Acerbis stuff too. I've never used one of their chain guides, so why not? I also hear that this works with the new swing arm, because the old style chain guides will work with the new swing arm. So we're gonna find out right now. I don't know if it does or not. We're gonna literally right now gonna find out. So far so good. Comes with hardware and actually pretty cool. It's got these two holes right here. That's gonna allow you to drop it down or raise it up depending on what rear sprocket you're running. I'm running a 50, so I'm gonna see, because you want this down obviously below the sprocket. You don't want it rubbing on the, the chain rubbing on it like under force, and the chain's gonna rub on this block, which you can replace, which is cool, but you don't want it being forced on there by the sprocket. All right, we're just gonna tighten the front one down just a little bit, not all the way. Then we can decide where we want this. And I think, based on what I'm seeing here, I want it down. Let me show you how this works. So it's just got a thread on one, and you just either put it up like that so the thread's in the top one, or flip it over. So we want it in the top one to lower this thing as much as possible. All right, and no, I'm not using Loctite on those. I've never even seen those come out on anybody's bike, so I'm not really worried about it. I am, however, gonna put Loctite on these and just some blue. I think that looks pretty good, honestly. We'll see how it holds up compared to a TM. I've run TMs. I've got TMs on my kids' bikes and on my 18300. So we'll see how this holds up in comparison. I like that there's no metal. I like the fact that you can replace this. I don't know how I feel about the bolts being down there and how much gunk's going to get in them. The reason I put Loctite on those and not on the top ones is you're going through plastic and squeezing down on plastic. Obviously there's nuts, like metal nuts up in there, but you don't want to just reef on it and like deform this plastic super bad. So the blue Loctite will help it. You can snug it down, but it's not going to come out. And on these, you can really reef down on them and there's not going to be a problem. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, guys. Really like this from Takomoto. If you guys go to takomoto.co, there we go, and you're buying anything else, like any of the many other things that they have, maybe chuck this in your cart too. It's super inexpensive. I don't know what they are, but you'll find it. They're 3D printed. It looks like a taco, which is always cool. Helps you set the chain tension correctly, and yeah, it helps support Mike because they are awesome. Quick note, I just have to say something to all the people who watch the video with using the fuel pump tester and transfer kit. You guys are ridiculous. Like, there's a million other ways to get gas out of a tank and burn up. Oh man, yes there are. You can take the tank off, you can flip it over, spill a bunch. I've done that lots of times here. You can siphon things and have to get gas in your mouth and all that stuff. Or you could buy $30, you get that Cool harness. Also, you can build the harness yourself if you want, but you get the harness all set up, plug it in. All you got to do is take the seat off. That takes on these new bikes is like really fast. It's just one bolt up front. It comes right off. Unplug. You don't have to take anything else apart. Plug it in, get gas out of it. So, Mike, I think they're awesome. All you guys who are saying all the things, you're ridiculous. 30 bucks makes life way easier. I know you spend that kind of money on stuff all the time to make your life easier. I think it's rad. And you're obviously entitled to your own opinions too, but I think it's pretty freaking cool to be able to get gas out of a fuel-injected bike that quickly. It's almost as fast as getting it out of a carbureted bike. That's going to end this video. Thanks, guys. We're shooting schlogs now, so when you see this, know that coming very soon are weekly schlogs again. Love you guys. See you on the next one.